everybody, and welcome into HCAM Sports Talk. Tom Nappy here, and joining me on the show today, we have Andy Barron and Jared Keene. Guys, how are you?
Good, Tom. How are you? Hey, Jared.
Doing all right, Tom. Doing all right.
Very good. And, of course, you can catch Andy on my FM 101.3 every Saturday with the Sports Buzz at 9 a.m. Great show covering local sports, high school, pros, and that's what we do here. So you're a good fit for this show too, Andy.
That's good. Yeah, we got a great show lined up this Saturday, so make sure to tune in to John, myself, and Craig. And we're hoping to get into a little bit more of the MIAA and how the rest of the season went up and going into next year. But yeah, we got a great show lined up here on Saturday morning, so tune in 9 a.m.
Absolutely. And we got a great show lined up for you here today with HCAM Sports Talk. Also, I just want to mention real quick before we get into our NFL talk and our pro sports stuff, winter sports, it has started. Hiller basketball, by the time you watch the show, would have played the day before. There will be hockey tonight if you're watching this show live. Wednesday, Hiller hockey, our first boys hockey game of the season, an 8 p.m. broadcast. It'll be live on our HCAM Ed channel as well as our YouTube page. An 8 p.m. face-off for Hiller boys hockey. And they'll also have a game on Saturday that we'll be covering as well. So a busy week for us here at HCAM, and I'm forgetting the opponent off the top of my head Wednesday, who they will be taking on, but I believe it's a TVL large opponent. It is Norwood, 8 p.m. So that's going to be a good battle. Norwood, they are expecting to have a good season and take a step up. They're a pretty good program, very competitive in the TVL, and then on Saturday, boys hockey takes on Holliston. And also Friday night, we have boys basketball against Holliston, a 7 p.m. tip-off for that one on Friday night. But guys, it is time to get right into the NFL picks. We are getting towards the end of the season, believe it or not. And we have seen some craziness the last few weeks throughout the NFL. But actually, real quick, before we do get into the picks, I want to give the World Cup a mention. Argentina versus Croatia, France versus Morocco, your semifinals games. Quite the shocker watching Brazil lose to Croatia. I would say that's probably the shocker of the tournament so far. And I believe this is Croatia's second straight World Cup making it to this round. And I believe they made it to the finals last time, if I'm correct, Jared.
They did against France. Yep.
So I'm taking France. They just seem to know how to win the World Cup right now. They're just unbelievable. They took the last World Cup. They've just been extremely dominant. But I would love to see a France-Argentina final. That would be fantastic.
I think that's what everybody wants right now. But, I mean, I know a lot of people are probably pulling for Morocco as well, as a real underdog story here. So, yeah, I mean, going to be probably crazy storylines away. Obviously a lot of, Argentina fans around the world and Messi fans. So
I love Messi.
And by the way, that Argentina-Netherlands game the other day was probably somehow crazier than the Brazil-Croatia game, which was crazy in its own right. So,
yeah.
That Argentina-Netherlands game was some of the craziest things I've ever seen. But, yeah, I mean, it should be a great day, and should be a great day tomorrow. And, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a great tournament. A lot of fun. And we are looking forward to the semifinals, and the championship will be next Saturday, I believe?
Yep.
Next Saturday. And was it one of those 10 a.m. games, or is it a 2?
I think so. It's either Saturday or Sunday. I got to check. I got to double check, but yeah.
Well, if it's Sunday, that's going to be tough with football. But I believe it actually is Saturday.
I think it is.
We'll have to check.
You're right.
But we'll check up on that for you, and I'll let you know. All right, it's Saturday. I'm confirming. 10 a.m. Oh, no, it is Sunday. Wow, 10 a.m. on Sunday. All right.
I had a feeling it was Sunday because I think they have to let, the teams have, whatever X amount of days between games. And with there being a game today and a game tomorrow, I don't think they could make the teams that are playing tomorrow play Saturday. So
only they did that in the
Yeah.
high school level. But that's great because you could catch it before football. So your Sunday's all mapped out. World Cup, 10 a.m., football the rest of the day. Speaking of football, let's get into the picks. We are heading into what? Week 15. That is insane. Insanity. Yep. And heading into week 15, here are the standings. Jared just crushing us all, 129 and 76. Steve, 5 games back at 124 and 81. Andy is 119 and 86. He hopped over me this week. Thanks a lot. I'm 118 and 87. And Mike is 116 and 89. Last week, not a great week for any of us. Mike won it. He went 8 and 5. Jared and Andy both went 7 and 6. Me and Steve 6 and 7. So not too great of a week for any of us. A lot of upsets.
Crazy. Again, Andy had the easiest dub of the weekend though with San Francisco. That was in the bag. Man.
Yeah, why did any of us go with Tampa? What do we need?
I have no idea. It was so dumb.
It's crazy.
San Fran just so good.
I really want a Philly San Fran NFC championship. That would be a great game.
Yep.
Or actually, you might get that before the NFC championship, depending on where everybody lands. But I feel like San Fran could literally just plug any quarterback in there, and they have everything you need, no matter what quarterback it is.
Yep. Yeah.
So
it starts with their defense. Their defense is just so good.
Their defense,
really, really, really physical, and they're good in the secondary. They can rush the passer. They're just stout.
I think they're the best defense in the league, and Philly's a very close second.
Yep.
Speaking of San Fran, they have Thursday night football this week, and they're going to be taking on Seattle. This is a huge game. Seattle, they still have a chance at the playoffs as well. I believe their loss last week against Carolina has temporarily knocked them out, so they are fighting to get back in. But San Francisco at Seattle, Thursday night football. I'll start things off. I don't see the 49ers slowing down. They're red hot. I'm going San Francisco, even though Seattle's a very tough place to play. Jared, who are you going with?
I can't pick against San Fran the rest of the season. San Fran.
Andy.
Yeah, I agree with what both of you say. San Fran looks really good right now. I think they're a major threat in the NFC. Seattle seems to be tailing off. I think the mystique of Geno Smith seems to be coming to an end. But they are tough to beat at home. This might be a close game, especially on a short week. But Brock Purdy looks good.
He does.
I mean, what a dilemma you have now in San Francisco. Jimmy Garoppolo, you got Trey Lance, and now Brock Purdy. I mean, the guy's pretty good. He made good plays. I mean, they embarrassed Tampa Bay this week. That was a statement win for the 49ers, and I think they continue it this week.
This makes you wonder, though. I believe Jimmy G's a free agent after this season. So, and there were talks that they were trying to work out bringing him back because he was performing very well before he went down. But with the rise of Brock Purdy, maybe they won't be so quick to bring Jimmy G back.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe roll with Trey Lance and Brock Purdy, but we'll see.
I mean, let's say Purdy leads them to the NFC Championship or even a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't even bring Trey Lance back at that point.
I don't know. It's a good dilemma to have.
It certainly is.
I still think Kyle Shanahan's going to screw this thing up. I do not trust this guy. He never seems to come up big in big games. Again, I'm going to keep saying it. He's the problem. I don't think the players are the problem. That defense is stellar, but the coaching is an issue. And until they get over the hump, I'm going to keep questioning it. You have to if you're at this point. It's definitely is a concern.
Yeah, I have to agree. But that last dominant win over Tampa, very impressive. And I don't know what's going to happen in the NFC South. That division's just
Christian McCaffrey's changed that whole team. I mean, really, what a great addition.
Yep. Great addition.
Right now, it's the addition of the year. I mean, what else is? I mean, it's just he's changed the whole dynamic on the team with him and Deebo Samuel, and it's just wow.
Hopefully, Deebo Samuel avoided a pretty serious injury. That
seemed like he did. Yeah,
supposedly he did, but he might miss Week 15 supposedly back week 16, but it's 1 to 3 weeks. So could
don't
be
rush
1
him
week,
back.
could be 3.
Don't rush him back. I mean, you're in pretty good shape right now.
You're certainly not going to have him for this game.
No.
All right, moving on. We have 3 Saturday games this week.
Yeah, all games you can't watch.
Steve has San Fran, by the way, too. We got Steve's picks here.
Yep.
Oh, do we?
Steve
All
has,
right.
SF,
he just texted them in. Yeah.
Perfect.
3 Saturday games, all on a channel that I don't have. Great.
Well, get that wallet out, man.
Oh,
no, I already spend enough money as it is. So it's.
Especially
But really, just real quick, guys, come on. Let's use some common sense. Put a game on a regular channel. It's a Saturday.
Are these all NFL Network?
Yes, and it's
brutal.
just like it is. It
awful.
doesn't make any sense. This is a chance for the NFL to cash in even bigger. I don't want the NFL Network. I mean, really, it's like it's a holiday season. People are out and about. You're having parties at your house. Why have a game? Put a game on in the background, but you don't have that opportunity. I don't know many people that have the NFL Network, to be honest with you.
Well, I do.
You do.
I actually do. I do as well, but
all right, then I'm coming to your house.
All right, come over. We'll have the games on. I do love.
I totally. I hear what you're saying, though. It's crazy that all 3 games are on NFL Network. I mean, at least put one of them on Fox or NBC. Or
worse
something.
now. I hate these app games. Amazon Prime for Thursday night. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Atrocious.
It's like you need 17
atrocious.
different things if you want to watch football.
Just put it on a regular channel. Give people the options. But they don't seem to want to do that.
Why can't they put it on both? Like make double the money? I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know. But 3 somewhat decent games. Indianapolis at Minnesota is the 1:00 game. Indy is 4-8-1 on the season. Minnesota 10-3. They had a tough loss last week to a red hot Detroit Lions team. And Andy, did you pick Detroit?
No, I did not. I did not pick Detroit last week.
Oh, we all picked the Vikings, I believe.
Yeah.
I picked Detroit.
Oh, you did.
Oh, Jared had Detroit. Yeah,
of course it was Jared.
Of course.
Get out your Lions shirt, Jared. Where is it?
Lions have won 6 of their last 7. That is unbelievable.
I'm getting myself that for Christmas. That's my Christmas present to myself is a Lions jersey.
Like a Barry Sanders jersey or something, like an old school one.
Okay.
Herman
I have
Moore,
a Calvin Johnson jersey. 2 of them. Actually.
Oh, he was a great player. Yeah.
I love that. If I was going present day though, I'd probably get an Amon-Ra St. Brown jersey.
He's good,
even though he did nothing this past weekend. But still, I mean, and that shows like this offense is dangerous, guys. I mean, their best player didn't really do anything this past weekend. They still, had Goff throw 3 TDs, put up points.
Goff's been lights out.
Jared Goff has played well. I gotta admit, he's looked really good. Yeah.
Yep. Detroit to the Super Bowl. Let's go.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
Is anybody gonna dare take Indianapolis in this game?
Minnesota.
No, Minnesota bounces back this week. The Colts are an absolute disaster. I would be shocked if the Vikings don't win this game.
Yes,
it's a big game for the Vikings. They got to win this game. I mean, you don't want to keep losing games going into the playoffs on a bad note because they have that 2 seed kind of in their pocket right now. But you got
to treat this game like a big one. Yeah.
Well, the 49ers are right on their heels. So
they are.
Use this and 49ers win. I think 49ers might have the better conference record.
Mm-hmm.
They could be looking at moving down to the 3rd seed, playing wild card weekend. Yep. Or actually, no, 2nd place too. I forgot about that. All right, Baltimore Ravens at the Cleveland Browns. Oh, by the way, it's Minnesota across the board. Ravens at Cleveland. Deshaun Watson is back. He had almost 2 years off, so he hasn't looked great. I guess he looked somewhat decent last week. But it's going to take a while, I think, for him to really get back into it. Plus, they played the Bengals last week, so that didn't help. But Baltimore Ravens, they are down to their 3rd-string quarterback. What's his name? Mark Johnson? The Ravens' 3rd string.
It's Anthony Brown, I think, who played at BC.
Oh, Brown.
It's Anthony Brown who played at BC and then played at Oregon.
Wow.
I don't know where I got Mark Johnson from. But
just making up names, It's not Lamar Jackson.
Make up a name, just throw it in the
It's not Lamar Jackson. That's what we know. But Ravens, I don't know. This is a weird game. Like it's
this is a really weird game.
This
Yeah,
is going to be a 12-6 kind of game, 12-9 maybe.
it might be. Yeah,
Field
I mean,
goals. I think.
I am
Well,
taking.
I think the Ravens are going to hide their third string by running the ball a lot.
Well, J.K.
Yeah.
Dobbins is back, so that helps. That definitely helps.
Yes. You got Dobbins and of course Edwards and Drake as well. So pretty good tandem there. Andy, what are your thoughts on this game and who are you going with?
Baltimore. I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I don't believe in the Browns. I just think I really don't think there's much difference between Deshaun Watson and Jacoby Brissett right now. I mean, really. I mean, I understand what you're saying. He's been out for 2 years, but boy, the Browns need a lot more help than that. I mean, it's just but the Ravens are banged up. This could be an ugly game. It could be a 12-6, 12-10 game. This is an AFC North rivalry, but I do think the Ravens squeak it out.
All right, Jared, who are you going with?
I'm also going to the Ravens, but again, I think this is a weird, close, strange game. Yeah. I think the Ravens will have a little bit more effectiveness running the ball. And as Andy said, I don't know. I don't really believe in the Browns right now. And Deshaun obviously struggled the other day, but yeah, give me Baltimore.
I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm going to go with Cleveland.
Love it.
I don't know why.
That's in a weird game like this. That's totally cool.
I think I could pick up one on everybody. That's the real reason.
Yep.
But they're at home. I don't know. Maybe Watson has a coming out party and tears Baltimore apart. But I think this. Go ahead.
It would not be good for you if the Ravens win on a last-second field goal like they do a lot. I can picture the text messages coming in from Tom. Just not happy.
Oh yeah.
That'll probably happen. It'll be the last second of overtime as well.
Yeah, to prevent a tie, right?
All right. So everybody but me is going Baltimore, including Steve. I have his picks up now as well. Miami at Buffalo, crucial AFC East game. And this is a game that has a ton of implications in the division, as well as probably not so much actually in the division, more so. In the division, because Miami would only be one game behind Buffalo if they somehow win this. And also, especially in the seeding, Dolphins very much in the playoffs if the season ended today, but a loss here, Pats win next week. I believe that might move Miami down. So things could get interesting. Both of these teams certainly need a win. Miami at Buffalo. This is going to be a good battle. I am not sure who I'm going with, but I can tell you Steve's going Buffalo. I'm going to decide in a moment. But for now, Jared, who are you going with?
Yeah, I'm going with Buffalo here. This is in Buffalo. Miami could struggle there. Miami's obviously coming off a tough loss as well. Who knows how much that's going to affect them. Yeah, I like Buffalo here.
All right, Andy.
Going with the Bills. I think the December swoon is now begin for the Dolphins. They had heaters on the sideline in their last game. You're in Los Angeles. What do you need heaters on your sideline for?
In a dome.
In a dome.
You're going to need a lot more than heaters in Buffalo this weekend.
Yeah,
Jeez.
Exactly. This is some of the worst weather. Buffalo has the worst weather in the NFL. I think we can all agree with that. Bills Mafia, they're going to be out in full force Saturday night. I don't see how the Dolphins get by this one. And I don't think the Bills are really playing that well, but I just...
The Dolphins also just lost to the Chargers. I mean, good Lord.
Not a good loss.
Dolphins have lost 2 straight.
Yeah,
yep.
And it's a massive game. The Dolphins lose this game, and now you're in trouble because then you got Green Bay at home, and then you got to come up to New England, and I think you finish with the Jets, and that's not an easy. If the Dolphins do not make the playoffs, that is a major disappointment because they have the talent.
Yeah,
but I think that this December swoon, I think it's real with the Dolphins.
I think so too, and you totally just convinced me to go Buffalo. I was thinking maybe upset potential, but then Dolphins, they've lost their last 2. They have not been playing well. Tua has underthrown the ball a lot recently and just hasn't looked as great as he did earlier in the season. Buffalo, maybe they're not playing great, but they are on a 4-game winning streak, and they've caught a little bit of fire. So I think Buffalo might be starting to get a little bit red hot again. So I'll go Bills here.
This is a potential to be a blowout. I really think about it. The Bills might run them out the stadium. I just,
Yeah,
but we'll see.
Possible. Very possible.
I'm actually pretty excited for this one. Again, on paper, I think this is actually going to be maybe the best game of the weekend. But again, like Andy said, it also has potential to be a blowout. So
I just feel bad Andy
Um,
can't watch it.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, I wanted to watch this game, but I'm not going to be able to.
Yeah, you can come over. All right, moving on to the Sunday games. A game that actually, this might mean something based on what's going on in the NFC South. Actually, it means a lot. Both of these teams are still in the race because the NFC South is so bad. Atlanta at New Orleans. Atlanta 5-8.
Man.
New Orleans 4-9. Both very much in the heat of the race. And the NFC South, because for some reason the Bucks just can't close it out this year. And it's like no one wants this division. It's unbelievable. Atlanta at New Orleans. I am very torn on this one. It's two teams that just really aren't that great. So on that note, let's see who Steve went with. He went with New Orleans. Jared, who are you going with?
This is a really weird game. I think any divisional game in this division is hard to pick, quite frankly, at this point, because of how awful this division is. I'm going with New Orleans because it's in New Orleans, and I think Atlanta's also making a weird QB change this week. I don't know what the deal is there, but yeah, give me New Orleans, even though New Orleans obviously has been one of the most up and down teams all season. So.
Andy, who are you going with?
And this is going to be brutal. I'm gonna take the Saints just because I don't believe in any. This might be a tie, really. I mean,
this definitely could be a tie.
It's just neither one of these teams I can get excited for, but I am going to take the Saints because it's in New Orleans.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to take Atlanta just because I need to pick up a game.
Who's starting a QB for Atlanta this week? It's not Mariota. It's whoever their other backup
Mark Johnson.
is.
Another made-up name. Oh, man.
I think whoever you have is probably a better option than Mariota. Really. He has not played well recently.
No, he hasn't. He started off well, but no.
I saw the guy's name earlier. I'm forgetting who it is. I'll try to find it for you. All right. So, yeah, I'll go Atlanta. I don't really know why. But, I mean, this is just one of those games you just kind of pick just because you have to.
This is a weird one, yeah.
Yeah.
Ritter. Desmond Ritter.
Oh, Desmond Ritter. That's right. Yep.
Is he a draft pick? I think he is.
I think so, yeah.
So the rookie.
I want to say he went to Washington, University of Washington.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Maybe.
I don't know. The app I'm looking it on doesn't have his college, but we'll just take your word for it. So Desmond Ritter out of the University of Washington possibly is the starter for Atlanta. He's going to smoke New Orleans. I can just see it now. All right. Speaking of other great games, how about this one?
Nope, not Washington. He was at University of Cincinnati.
He's a Bearcat.
Yep.
All right. Speaking of Bearcats, Pittsburgh Steelers at the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, another weird game. Good Lord.
Yeah.
This is going to be a weird week of football. Pittsburgh, they are 5-8, and they really don't have a shot at much in the AFC. They would need a lot of things to happen. Carolina, very much in the heat of the race in the NFC South, best division in football. And they've won 2 straight. I'm going to go Carolina. They're at home playing for something. They've been playing pretty well recently, and they got a big win against Seattle last week. That was a huge win for them. So I'll go Carolina here, although I think this will be a weird game, and it will probably end up like 13-8. Will be a safety in there somewhere. Jared, who are you going with?
Oh, God. I'm going to go with Carolina. I don't feel great about it, but yeah, I mean, they looked okay yesterday. So, although DJ Moore is injured, I don't know if he's going to be out this week now. But I think isn't Kenny Pickett also injured? So Pittsburgh is starting Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, I think he's in concussion protocol. Yeah,
another reason to go with Carolina.
Yeah, I'm going with Carolina. But this is a weird game, man.
Yes, it is. It's a very weird game. Steve went with Carolina as well. Andy, who you going with?
Going with Carolina. I agree with what all of you say. I mean, I think Kenny Pickett was actually starting to play pretty good for the Steelers and then gets hurt.
Yeah.
I in Carolina, really, they're in position to win the NFC South, which is just really, really hard to believe, especially after trading away their best player. If they do make the postseason, you're actually going to give them a little bit of credit because I thought they were done, and their defense actually is not that bad.
No.
That was a massive win for them in Seattle. I don't think nobody predicted they were going to win that game.
Well, realistically, with a 5-8 record, they should be done. But
they're not. It's just the way it goes. It's the way it's going this year.
Right. And Tampa has a tough week. They got Cincinnati. I do not have high hopes for TV12 in that one. And Carolina, very winnable game against Pittsburgh. So you win, you're tied record-wise, and you're also tied division record-wise. And I believe Carolina has the tiebreaker because they beat Tampa. So I think Carolina would technically move to first in the division if Tampa loses and they win.
Wow. Yep. They get a home playoff game if they win their division. Oh man.
Yep.
They'd be probably hosting Dallas.
You know what?
Tampa beat Dallas early in the first game of the season, so lots changed.
I mean, Dallas almost just lost to the Texans. Gee whiz!
Oh God,
that would have
been the craziest upset like ever.
I love what the Texans did offensively in that game.
If you took the points in that game, you made out pretty well. If you took the Texans, I mean,
yep, absolutely. All right. We got to move along a little faster here. Philly at Chicago. Philly, they are the first team to clinch a playoff spot, 12-1. Bears, they are not in the fight at all, 3-10. I don't know. Philly's just a powerhouse. They're just
Philly across the board. I think we're going
Anyone
Philly
going
across the board.
Chicago?
No. Philly across the board.
Yeah, that's what I think. Philly's going to end up with the 1 seed, no doubt.
Yeah.
That's a good team.
Kansas City at Houston. Anybody going with Houston?
No.
Not a chance.
No.
Right. Well, Steve went with Houston. No, I'm just kidding. He went.
I was going to say, no way, man.
No. Kansas City.
He knows better than that.
Yeah.
Kansas City across the board. But what I was saying about Houston, I loved what they did. They used all 3 of their quarterbacks, and they were just throwing them at tight end, throwing them at running back. You know, they had Mills throw 3 passes. The other guy comes in, throws 2. They bring back Mills. I think it just confused the hell out of Dallas. And they almost had it. They almost had that game.
They blew it. They absolutely blew it.
Yeah, that was brutal.
I respect what they did, though. They put up a fight with the little weaponry they have. Dallas at Jacksonville. Jacksonville, they won last week. They got a pretty good win against Tennessee. Nice.
Oh, here comes Andy's upset special of the week. I can sense it. I see it in his eyes. Here it comes.
I'm going with Dallas because Jacksonville's not going to beat Dallas. Let's face it.
I'm also going with Dallas, but I'm curious what Andy's got here.
Going with the Jaguars.
Yeah, I knew it.
Listen, guy, Dallas did not look good last week. They're on the road this week. Jacksonville's got a lot of momentum right now. They're 2 games behind a faltering Tennessee. I can't say on the air when Steve sent us the text about Tennessee last week, but he's absolutely 100% right. They're falling apart. I like the Jags. I think they're going to pull a massive upset this week. That's my pick of the week.
I love it. I love it. If you look at the AFC South, Tennessee has lost 3 in a row. Jags, they've won 1 straight. That's their streak. Colts have lost 3. Texans have lost 8 in a row. So everybody in the South is falling apart.
Can you imagine if Jacksonville does win that division? Oh,
that would be awesome.
Be crazy.
Jacksonville, Detroit Super Bowl.
Oh man.
Didn't we jokingly say that at the beginning of the season too?
Yeah,
we might have. Yeah, we'll have to go back and look at the tape. But
I think we did.
I don't know. I just think it's a bad spot for Dallas. They did not look good last week at all.
Well, they didn't look good for the first 50 minutes. And then the last 10 minutes, they turned on the burners and got
the Jags. I think they're gonna pull a massive upset this week.
You know, the Jags, the offense has been playing well. I think their offense is finally starting to come together a little bit. So they need a shot in this.
If the Jags have a shot, though, they need to run the ball here. They can't rely on Trevor Lawrence to do everything here, which he did this past weekend, but they need to run the ball, and they're not. I mean, Travis Etienne hasn't run for like more than 50 yards in the last 4 weeks. They have to like establish that at least to allow Lawrence to do something with his arm. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I agree.
We'll see.
They should do some end arounds with Marvin Jones. Detroit used to do that. Worked out well. Speaking of Detroit, how do you like that transition? The Lions at the Jets. The Jets have lost 2 in a row, but it's against 2 very tough opponents. Last week, they lost to Buffalo, and the week before that, they lost to Minnesota. I'm very torn on this game. Detroit, they are on fire, really. They have won 2 straight. They've won 6 of their last 7. In fact, they are 6-7. And they are very much in the race potentially for a wild card. That last seed, they are in the race for that, because if you're looking at the NFC standings, that seed is probably going to be a team that's right around 500. So a lot at play here. And the Jets, they are just trying to stay alive in the AFC race as well. So this game has the most playoff implications, I think, out of the 1:00 games. Let's see who Steve went with. He goes Detroit. Guess what? I'm going Lions too. I think they're on fire. That offense has been great. And I don't know if the Jets can produce enough points to keep up with this Lions offense, although I do think this will be a close game. Andy, who are you going with?
I'm going with the Jets. I think their defense is good. They're at home. Lions have struggled on the road. We can't dismiss that. Oh, they've played much better. There's no doubt about it. But the Jets defense is good. They still did a pretty good job on the Bills as well. I think the Lions are due for a letdown, unfortunately. It would be big if they do win, but I think the Jets are going to squeak this out.
Technically, the Lions are always due for a letdown. Jared, who are you going with?
I mean, is it even a question who I'm going with? I'm obviously going with the Lions, even though I think actually Andy could be right here. This is a weird spot for the Lions. I think a lot of things favor the Jets here, but I can't not pick against the Lions right now.
Watch, Andy's going to get 2 picks on all of us and take first place this week.
Hey, if he does, credit.
Actually, he needs like 5 on you. He's
again.
He
got an easy one last week. I mean, let's
I don't know. It's just a weird game, but the Lions do win this game. Oh, they're definitely in the hunt. I think it'd be really good for them if they do make the playoffs. I think that organization needs it. I think they just need to see something to make them feel good. But it's a massive
be a really good game, actually.
Yeah,
I'm pretty excited for this game.
It's a huge game.
This is going to be a good game, and we'll get it locally too, which is nice. I think. Yeah, we should get this locally. All right, moving on to the 4:00 games. Here's a doozy. Arizona Cardinals at the Denver Broncos.
Oh, atrocious.
Game of the week.
Good Lord.
Steve went with Denver. I'm going with Denver as well. Russell Wilson actually showed signs of life last week.
Yeah, but isn't he injured now? Isn't he out? And
that's
Brett Rippon is starting?
Well,
yeah, he got injured late in that game.
Who's supposed to start for Denver?
Rippon.
Oh, Brett Rippon? Yeah.
Yeah. So he came in for Russ the other day.
That's right.
That's
yeah.
Right. Is Wilson?
Boy, Brett Rippon versus Colt McCoy. Wow.
I'm straight up going with a tie here. I'm absolutely going with a tie. There's no way I can actually pick this game. This game is atrocious.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I am going to go with the Broncos, but man, Arizona is bad. That is a bad football team, and there's going to be.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, sorry. That was a bad football team we saw. They flat out quit in that game.
Yep.
They were awful. After it all changed when DeAndre Hopkins fumbled that ball.
Yeah,
and the Pats ran it back for 6. That changed the whole game there.
Oh, yeah.
It's over.
I mean, it really all changed when Kyler Murray went down, unfortunately, which was really unfortunate because it was a non-contact, which you hate to see.
Arizona's still fighting, though. They were up at the half. They were still fighting.
That's the weird thing. I'm sorry. I know the Patriots won, but that was a horrible football game.
It's a win that doesn't move the meter on my feelings about the Pats really at all. It's
we know.
They should have.
We know.
It's a win that you would expect them to have.
Again, I'm sort of in the same boat as you, Tom. I wasn't really impressed either. This was an ugly game. It was awful.
Another must-win Sunday against the Raiders.
Yep.
It's a must-win.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so I just put Denver across the board. Let's just cancel that game out.
Give me a tie. Put tie in parentheses for me, please. I mean, again, that game is atrocious.
I'm gonna use a tie card too on that.
Love it.
Actually, I'm gonna use a tie card on Atlanta, New Orleans too. Well, we mentioned them, so let's talk about them. New England Patriots at the Las Vegas Raiders. This is a crucial game. And while the Raiders, they are record-wise one of the worst teams in the AFC at 5-8. Well, I guess they're on the bottom percentile. But you still have teams like the Texans who are 111. So they're not the worst, but they're not great. They have blown a lot of leads that they shouldn't have blown, and they have had trouble just closing out games, but they do have a lot of talent on this offense. Davante Adams worries me. This Patriots secondary, they've had a hard time stopping game-changing receivers. So they're going to have to find a way to stop him. But once you stop him, then you got to think about Jacobs, the running back, Josh Jacobs, who's had a terrific season. And the Raiders, after what happened to them last week, they are certainly in need of a win. McDaniel's job is on the line. And this will be the second time he's head coaching against Belichick?
Yes. Last time was against Denver.
Right. Yep. And he won that game, in fact. He
did.
He did.
Beat his mentor.
Yep.
So I am very torn on this game, and I am not going to pick first. Steve went with New England, as I would expect. Andy, who are you going with?
Pains me to do it, but I am taking the Raiders. I don't know. I just don't. The Raiders, their record is not good, but they're better than Arizona. I think we can all agree with that. But actually, they lost to Arizona in week 2. You remember that? Now it's dawning back to me. This game could really go either way. I just think they're two mediocre football teams at best. But it's a must-win for the Patriots. I just don't see it. There's too many problems on this team. The problems are too deep. They just don't have the firepower on offense. They just don't. And they got a lot now that Devontae Parker's hurt. What's up with Ramondre Stevenson? Damian Harris is out. Jacoby Myers is out. The injuries are piling up for the team. Second game on the West Coast. I don't know. I just don't think it looks good. But if they do win, well, they're right there. But I am going to have to take the Raiders this week.
All right, Jared.
I'm also taking the Raiders this week.
What? Everybody's taking the Raiders.
I mean, Andy said it best with the injuries. The injuries are so weird right now. Again, you don't know what the deal is with Ramondre Stevenson.
And Devontae Parker,
really
too.
Key, yeah, some really key injuries. Nelson Aguilar stopping the play in the middle of that play last night so that Devontae Parker could, get off the field. A lot of issues with this team. I don't know. Mac doesn't look good. Again, it's not all on Mac. Obviously, Patricia has a lot to do with it, as we've all talked about. But I don't know. I'm going with the Raiders here.
Offensive line's bad. They're just some of the hits he took last night. I'm like,
yep.
Something's got to change. Something has to change going into this offseason.
They're slightly better than the Tampa offensive line. I'll give him that.
Not by much, but
a little bit. Yeah. I am also going with the Raiders. I was on the fence. I was deeply thinking about this game, but I just don't have faith in Mac. He had a couple of decent-looking drives, but it's against Arizona, so I'm not sold on him. I think he could very much go back into a shell and produce next to no points. at any time. And this Raiders team, they're going to put up points, I think. They are a potent offense when they want to be. So you're going to have to – this could be a shootout type of game if you want to win. And I don't know if the Pats are capable of that. So I'm going to go Raiders with this one. But I do believe it will hopefully be a close game. It should be. And really, if you had good quarterback play, it would be a game that you should win as well. But they don't have good quarterback play. So that's why I'm going Raiders here.
If we were healthy, if we didn't have like really key injuries, I'm going with the Pats here. But again, as Andy alluded to, Jacoby Myers, Ramondre Stevenson, Damian
I'm
Harris
not worried
being
about
out.
Ramondre out. I know he's a huge piece, but I liked what I saw out of Pierre Strong.
Pierre Strong looked good. Yeah,
He
did look good. It was a good running game for the Patriots, but let's see what they do this week. But if they get a win this week, you're still in this thing, heading back home.
Yeah,
very, very much so. And I do the one good thing they did, a lot of running back depth, and you could see that they've needed it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, they've pretty much used all those backs at one point. Tennessee Titans at the LA Chargers. Titans are falling apart. No
this
way.
Is a weird game as well.
Them. Chargers, I think, are starting to pick it up a little bit. They are playing some good football. They very much have a shot at the postseason. I'm going Chargers. Steve went Chargers. Jared, who you going with?
I'm also going to the Chargers. Tennessee is falling apart. I think teams are realizing that they're too much one-dimensional with Derrick Henry. Chargers.
All right, Andy.
Taking the Chargers. They had a very impressive win this past week, and I agree with all you. I don't know what in the world is going on with Tennessee, but they do not look good right now, and it's a must-win for the Titans too. But I think the Chargers' offense is too good, and they get it done this week.
All right, Chargers across the board. And I can't believe I'm going to present this game like this. Cincinnati at Tampa. Is anyone going with Tampa?
No.
Joe Burrow's
I just can't.
Joe Burrow's the real deal, guys. And the Bengals, they get up to big games. They very well could be the number one seed going into the AFC. They have a massive game coming up with Buffalo in a couple of weeks. I'm sorry, the Buccaneers do not look good. Cincinnati's better. Atrocious.
No, their O-line is a train wreck. Their offense is a train wreck. For some reason, Mike Evans and even Godwin forgot how to catch. So nothing's going right for the Bucs, and everything's going right for the Bengals. So I think Bengals win this. But if anybody could snap a streak against maybe the best team in football right now, it's TB12. But I don't think he's going to do it here. So,
but Cincinnati also won the other day without T. Higgins, who I think aggravated an injury in warmups, and also won without Tyler Boyd. But they got guys coming in, and
they were winning without Chase earlier in the season.
But Jamar Chase looks like he's healthy again. Burrow to Chase is probably one of the best duos in the league. It has
Higgins comes back and Boyd comes back. Yeah.
The Cincinnati offense is legit.
Yeah, they're very deep team. Yep. All right, moving on to Sunday Night Football. Giants at Washington. I am going to go. Game. This is going to be a close game. The last time they played, it was a tie. That was 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to predict another tie here. I don't think they ever settle, and it's another 20-20 tie.
You got 3 tie cards this week, man? Holy cow.
Yeah.
Holy cow. I'm going to Washington here.
I'm using
Washington. I don't believe in the Giants.
No, I think Jared's right on this. The Giants 6-1. They started 6-1. People started thinking they're going to go to the Super Bowl. No. They're too one-dimensional. They're falling apart. Bad loss for them last week. This Washington team is really starting to impress me. They have a good defense, a solid offense. They could be a tough out in the postseason.
They're coming off a bye, too. They'll have some time to get healthy and get their game plan together. Yeah.
Yeah. I like Washington right now, and I'm going to take them this week as well.
Yeah, they are playing some great football, and I'm very happy to hear that they are going to keep going with Heineke, even though Wentz has now been activated.
You cannot put him back in.
I'm so glad, because I really thought they were going to. I really thought they were just going to throw Wentz out there because of the amount of ridiculous money they spent on him.
Nope, they're not better with Wentz.
You can't.
If they started Wentz in this, I would go Giants, but they're starting Heineke, so I'll go Washington. So Washington across the board. Monday Night Football. LA Rams against the Green Bay Packers. Steve went Green Bay. Andy, who are you going with?
I'm going with the Rams.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No way, man.
Yeah, I'm taking the Rams. I do not believe in this Green Bay team. Things are falling apart there. I give the Rams credit how they won last week. Baker Mayfield actually looked pretty good. They're going to pull a massive upset this week. They are going to go absolutely ballistic when the Packers lose this week to the Rams.
Why do I let you pick before me? You ruined my surprise because I'm going with the Rams too. Baker Mayfield time. Wow. Let's go. Green Bay.
I'm going with the Packers here.
I could tell. I just think Green Bay very beat up. What did they do last week? Oh, they had a bye. But
I just don't. Yeah.
They
got healthy. They can get healthy. Christian Watson, I think, could probably beat the Rams on his own. That guy has just elite speed. Holy cow!
That guy is ridiculous. Actually, is Rodgers back?
He's insane.
I think Rodgers is back.
Yeah. I don't know. I just this is gonna be a weird game. And the Rams are out of it, but they did look a little bit better. You got to give them credit how they won last week.
They did.
Jared and Steve are so gonna pick a game up on us right here.
Well. Yeah, we'll have some fun this week too. It's you never know. The games get weird down the stretch. You never know what's going to happen.
Tom, Andy could be getting 2 games on us as well, though. So
yeah, what I think is going to happen is the Packers are going to be up by 2 touchdowns with 2 minutes left, and then Baker Mayfield turns on the burners. Another epic comeback.
If that happens again, man, I'll buy you a case of beer. Holy cow!
Well, just really think about it though. Could Baker Mayfield compete for that starting job next year? He probably will.
He probably will.
Maybe he's found a home in Los Angeles. I don't know, but
how much longer is Stafford going to last? That guy's
getting old, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Baker Mayfield is a little younger. I don't know. Something to keep your eye on.
Just think about it, though. He got to LA 2 days before the last game. 2 days before it. He comes in pretty much not off the street. He was on another team, but he comes in barely looking at the playbook and somehow was able to string together a pair of 2-minute drives that resulted in touchdowns to beat the Raiders.
Yep.
That's unbelievable. So I think he might have found his home here. I really do. But
that's the Raiders being the Raiders.
But Christian Watson does worry me. He's a guy that is just going to be unbelievable. And I so regret in fantasy football, he was sitting there in free agency, and I said the game was a fluke. He's not going to do that again. Sure enough, I was wrong. And now he's going to be epic, and I'll never have him on my team, and he's going to score 40 points a game. So I regret that decision. All right, final thoughts. Andy, any final thoughts?
Well, we're getting towards the end of the year. I mean, looking forward to 2023. It actually is, I got something to say. It's not sports related, but I wanted to let everybody know that I am going to be heading to the stage this week. I will be acting in A Christmas Carol. I am going to be Scrooge. So I just wanted to let everybody know that I am going to be at a play. It's going to be at the Milford Performing Arts Center Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Myself and My FM's Ray Ozier are in this play. So if you are interested, come on down and support us. It's going to be a great time. Guarantee it.
If someone gets a video, we'll play a scene on the show because that's going to be epic.
It's been a lot of fun. Everyone's worked very hard on this, and I'm really, really excited to make some people smile and laugh this holiday season. It's for a great cause as well. Milford Performing Arts really does a lot of great things in our community, just like Hopkinton Performance Arts does as well. But we're very excited to put on this performance this week.
Terrific. Andy, getting on the stage, breaking into acting.
It's been a long time since I've acted, awesome. But you can go to milfordpack.com for more information.
All right. I think you're going to be good. I think
let's hope. Let's hope. I mean, it's not easy getting up there acting in front of a live audience, but I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, I mean, we act on the show like we know what we're talking about.
This is a little different, I'm in a costume and whatnot, but
no, it's not easy. And much respect to you for doing that, because that is certainly not easy.
Yeah.
Jared, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I got 2 quick ones. Obviously we're going to kind of get into that time of year where, health becomes an issue again. Just stay safe, everybody. Flu, COVID, everything. I'm battling illness right now. Just everybody stay safe out there. And also, I think you guys saw Mike Leach died. That guy's a legend. The college football coach. Just one of the craziest, wild personalities in college football. Tough to see, but yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I saw that. Very sad. He was young. 61 years old?
61.
Not old. Yeah, not old at all. Yeah.
And also, the journalist at the World Cup,
Great Wall. Yeah.
Great Wall,
oh
yeah.
God. Yeah. I should mention that too. I mean,
Terrible.
that guy is just he was a fantastic soccer journalist.
Yeah.
Again, as you guys know, I'm a big soccer guy. Really sad. Would love to know what kind of happened there. And, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping he, it wasn't something fishy, but you never know. So hopefully they figure it out. But
yeah. He had talked about having bronchitis, but he was also thrown out of a stadium a few days before for wearing a Pride t-shirt. Who knows what's going on? So yeah, I would love to get to the bottom of that.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. I'm sure there's going to be investigations about that. But certainly send out our condolences to Grant Wall's family.
Yeah.
And final thoughts for me. I got nothing. So winter sports on HCAM. Starting up this week, and we'll post on a weekly basis the broadcast schedule to our website, hcam.tv, so you can see what games we will be broadcasting throughout the winter sports season. It should be a lot of fun, and hopefully it'll be like the fall, where pretty much every team makes the postseason for the Hillers, and I think there's a good chance of that. A lot of talent on these winter sports teams. But that is going to do it for this episode. For Jared Keene and Andy Barron, I'm Tom Nappy. We thank you for tuning in to HCAM Sports Talk. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye, everybody. On November 19th, the second-seeded Hopkinton Hillers took on first-seeded Oliver Ames at Walpole High School in the Division II state championship. It was a scoreless game heading into the second half. No call. I think he might have just lost his footing. I don't think there was too much contact. Out in front. Shot and goal, Hillers! Sean Golomieski makes it 1-0. Aired out. Good box out by McCann, getting in front of Carney. Looking for the shot. Centering pass, it's in. Casey Milliken ties it at 1. Ankle. Aired out by McCann. He falls to the turf after. Golomieski, good box out. Trying to sneak in. Here he goes along the end line, out in front to McGilly! To the back of the net! Hillers retake the lead! The Diva Kelly Golomieski combo strikes again! Sent away. Throw in Tigers. 3 minutes. Churchill out in front. Oh, it's in. We're knotted at 2 apiece. Unreal. The clock is stopped, so we are unsure of how much time is left. We'll see if maybe they just stopped it because they left it running a few seconds longer. Out in front. Oh, no. You gotta be kidding me. Casey Milliken makes it 3-2, Oliver Ames. And just like that, the tables have turned very significantly. The Hillers fall short in heartbreaking fashion, 3-2. The Hillers finish their incredible state championship contending season with a record of 19 wins, 2 losses, and 2 ties. Congratulations to Oliver Ames on the victory, And congratulations to the Hillers and head coach Garrett Sawyer for taking the Hiller boys to their first state championship in school history. Although it did not end the way they wanted it to, the Hillers should be proud of their incredible accomplishments this season.